you can share with me. Make sure that you do it properly. Make sure you can submit on time. So the submission date will be this Wednesday. Yeah. Hopefully everybody, every group have decided your product. Yeah. Has established your company. Yeah. And has worked on your product. Yeah. As well. Okay. So progress now. Ready to be submitted?
Doctor, ready to be submitted. Doctor,
Okay, all right.
one
So
more. I have to submit in PDF version or document version?
PDF better.
PDF. Okay, Doctor.
Okay. But must be submitted individually. Understand? Understand? Group 2? Group 1 settle, group 2? Okay. Right. Yes. Okay. Group 3? Group 3? Ready, ready to be submitted or still working on it? Still working on it. Okay. Group 3. Group 4?
Ready to submit.
Ready to be submitted. Okay, good. Alright, for those who are ready to be submitted, you can submit. Yeah. Starting, I think starting today, you can you can submit from today, I think. Yeah. Until Wednesday. Okay. Alright. So if you have no issues, then we can continue. Yeah. Okay. For this Wednesday, is your submission day, right? Okay, then I will pass to you. I will share with you on your group assignment already lah, by this Wednesday. Okay, provided that you all submitted your quiz number 1 and 2. Right. For have you print out your standard? Yeah. ISO 9001 and ISO 9000, ISO 9000 and ISO 9001. I asked you to print, right? The soft copy that I give you. Please print and make sure that you have your printed copy with you during the discussion in class. Okay? So, have you print your standard ISO 9000? Today we will discuss ISO 9000 still. Yeah? We have not discussed ISO 9001 yet. We still discuss on ISO 9000. Have you print? You should have a printed copy, okay? You should have a printed copy of your standard. Okay. All right. So last meeting, we have discussed a quality management principle, right? As I told you, we have 7 principles. Yeah. We have discussed principle number 1, principle number 2, principle number 3. All right. So what is principle number 1? Number 1 is customer focus. Good. Number 2, Number 2, leadership. Number 3, engagement of people. Okay, from the same from the same person, Lau Kah Sin. Yeah, the rest, I hope you follow. Okay, the rest should follow. You should print the standard and make sure that you have your standard beside you during the class. Yeah, right. So today we will discuss on the fourth principle. We have discussed customer focus, leadership, engagement of people, and today we will discuss process approach. Okay, what does process approach means? Yeah, it means that consistent and predictable results are achieved more effectively and efficiently. So I think we already discussed what is efficient and effective. Yeah. When activities are understood and managed as interrelated process that function as a coherent system. Yeah. So the meaning of process is what? The meaning of process is what? Process is what? Anything that you do, yeah, anything that you do to translate input, yeah, process is flow. Anything that you do to translate input into output, that's what we call a process. Okay, whatever you do, to create something, to generate something, to output, to produce something, that is a process. Okay, some product require a simple process, whereas others product, yeah, may require a complicated process. It depends on your product and process. It depends on your product and service that you are provided. Yeah, some are simple, some are complicated. Yeah, so that is a process. Anything that you do to translate input into output, that's we consider a process. Okay. The key benefit when we apply process approach in our system or in our quality management system, the key benefit is, number 1 is process approach, yeah, can enhance ability to focus effort on key processes and opportunity for improvement. Okay, and then consistent. If we have if we apply a process approach, it will be a consistent and predictable outcome throughout the system of an aligned process. So if we manage a activity in a process approach, we more or less can predict the output from the process. Okay, and then it can optimize performance through effective process management, efficient use of resources, and reduce cross-functional barriers. So that is a key benefit. And then enabling the organization to provide confidence to interested parties related to its consistency, effectiveness, and efficiency. Okay, so that is the benefit of a process approach. So when you want to develop your system later on, yeah, okay, you have to consider process approach, yeah, in your system. So anything that you do, yeah, you should have input and you need to control it, yeah, to make sure that the output meet the desired result that you are planned for. Okay. All right. So the possible action you can read by yourself, define objective of the system, establish authority, responsibility. So every process should have the owner of the process. Yeah. Somebody should be given a responsible to manage the process and so on. Yeah. So every process should have the process owner. We call it in our system. We call it a process owner. Yeah. The owner of the owner of the process. Yeah. And then what else? What action that we can include? And then manage process and their interrelationship as a system to achieve organizational quality, objective, effectively, and efficiently. Ensure the necessary information is available. As we can analyze the process, we can evaluate the process, we can evaluate the overall system. Okay, so the relation to other process, all the interconnected process that will join to come to become a system that we have developed. Okay, so meaning to say that a system is a combination of one or a combination of two or more processes. System later on, you have to think, yeah, what are the process that are involved, who is the owner of the process, how you want to monitor the process, how you want to and so on. The meaning of a process approach, which is the fourth principle of the quality management system. Right. So the next principle is improvement. All right. So we started with customer focus, and then leadership, and then we engage, and then we have a process. Now, what we need to do, what we need to have, yeah, for a system, for a quality management system, is improvement. So, what does improvement means? Successful organization have an ongoing focus on improvement. Yeah. So, meaning to say that whatever we do system is a system improvement is never ending process. Yeah, we have to do improvement in our process. Okay, improvement is essential for organization to maintain current level of performance, to react to the changes in each internal and external condition, and to create new opportunities. So when we do improvement, we can create a new opportunities, right? Then also we can maintain current level of performance, as well as we have to strive for better. Yeah. When we talk about customer focus, we want to strive for better performance, or strive to go beyond what is customer from what is customer just expect. Yeah. So in order to do that, we have to do improvement. Yeah. Continual improvement, not continuous. Yeah. Continual means you do better and better every time. So that is what we call continual improvement. So some benefits improve performance and have yeah, incremental improvement, like you do a small step at one time. Yeah, to do like a Kaizen concept. Yeah, to do better and better, but small step. But a breakthrough improvement is basically is a great leap or great improvement at one time. Yeah, sometimes we call it innovation. Yeah, right. So that is the improvement that you can do in your system. One is what we call incremental, is a Kaizen concept. The other one we call is a breakthrough concept, which is innovation. Yeah, right. Then we need to improve. We can the benefit is improve use of learning for improvement. We can enhance drive for innovation. So with improvement, we can generate a new idea for innovation. Okay. So what we can do, basically, we can promote the improvement objective at all level in organization. We can educate people, yeah, at all level, how to apply basic tool and methodologies to achieve improvement activities. Yeah, please remember when we touch or when we discuss quality management in 3013, we have discussed all the quality tools to do improvement, right? So we need to apply, we need to ensure that people are understood. We can train people on the basic tool, basic quality tool, and so on. Yeah, to achieve quality objective. Yeah, and to do improvement in our system. Okay, we can ensure people are competent. Yeah, of course. And then we need to develop and implement improvement project. Yeah, we can do. You can do improvement project in your organization, like quality and innovation circle team and so on. Yeah. So all those you can implement in your organization. And then what else? And then track, review, and audit planning, implementation, completion, and result of improvement project. Yeah. Integrate improvement consideration into development of new or modified product and service, and processes. Yeah, we can do not only on the product, we can do improvement on your process, on your service as well. Okay, so those are the things that we have to consider when we want to develop a quality management system later on. Yeah, remember for this group, for this class, you have to develop your quality management system, your own system for your company. So you have to understand all the basic principle of the quality management system in order to develop your system. Yeah, then you have to develop your system that fulfill the concept of the quality management system. Right. And then you can you need to recognize and acknowledge improvement in your organization as well. You need to have a system to recognize and to acknowledge improvement in your organization as well. Yeah. So that you have to think lah, what kind of recognition that are appropriate for the team who do improvement and so on. Yeah. Later when you create your system, later when you develop your system, you will need to consider this element as well, to include in your system. Okay, that is improvement. That's number 5, right? Okay, number 6. Number 6 is evidence-based decision making. What does it mean? Decision based on the analysis and evaluation of data and information are more likely to produce desired result. So whatever result, whatever decision that we need make, yeah, we need to decide whatever decision that we need to decide, yeah, all the decision must be based on the analyzed data, the fact and figure. Yeah. So data is very important in your organization. You have to collect reliable data, valid and reliable data, and then you have to analyze your data, and then you have to make decision based on the data, based on the valid and reliable data that you collected. Yeah. So any decision should be based on data. Yeah, should be based on the analysis and evaluation of data. Yeah, the raw data without analysis to no meaning. Yeah, you have to analyze your data, and based on the analysis, you need to evaluate and make a decision of the result from the result of the evaluation of data. Okay. So is here rational decision making can be complex, yeah, sometimes. So in order for us to make a good decision, yeah, a wise decision, so we need to be supported by reliable and valid data. Okay, what are the benefit? Improve decision making process, yeah, improve assessment, improve operational effectiveness, yeah, all this ability to review, yeah, change, and so on. Whatever it is, we need to have a valid data. Yeah. Okay. Possible action that we can do later on. Yeah. We can determine, measure, and monitor what kind of indicator to determine the performance of our organization. So that is data. Make all the data needed available at a relevant people. Yeah. So we must share the data with all relevant people. Yeah. We can ensure that data and information are sufficient, accurate, and reliable and secure. Yeah. Then we need to analyze and evaluate data and information using suitable method and so on. All those things that we can do in order to fulfill this requirement. Yeah. Okay. Last but not least is relation management. Yeah. The last principle. Relation management. What does it mean? What does it mean by relationship management? Relationship management, for sustained success, organization manage their relationship with relevant interested party such as providers. So for the principle number 1, we focus on customer. Yeah. But principle number 7, basically focus on customer itself is not adequate. Yeah. So we need to look beyond customer as well. So we need to we need to make sure that all relevant interested parties are included in our system. Yeah. So we have to manage our supplier as well. Yeah. Our providers. Yeah. Meaning to say that start from the suppliers until customers. So we need to manage all those relationships. Okay. Relevant interested parties, yeah, influence the performance of the organization. Of course, yeah. If you want to make a quality product, you have to make sure that your supplier is a good quality supplier as well. Yeah. So we have to make sure that we need to manage them as well. Yeah. And then sustained success is more likely to be achieved when the organization manage relationship with all the interested parties. Yeah. To optimize their impact on its performance. So everybody that have interest, yeah, we call it stakeholders, yeah. So we need to look into the stakeholders' needs as well, yeah. We need to manage them in order to make sure that we can fulfill whatever is expected by customers. Okay, and then what we can do, we can determine interested parties such as providers, partners, customers, and so on. Yeah, and then we need to determine and prioritize interested parties relationship that need to be managed. Yeah, and then we need to establish the balance short-term gain and long-term consideration. So we need to make sure that we engage customer. We engage our supplier. We need to look into long-term and short-term as well. And gather, share information, expertise, resources, and so on. So we can share all those resources with our interested parties, yeah, particularly our suppliers, yeah, our stakeholders, and so on, yeah. And then we need to measure the interested parties, the performance of interested parties, yeah. And then we need to collaborate, yeah. And then we need to encourage and recognize improvement achieved by our suppliers as well, or our interested parties as well. So those are the things that we need to do, yeah, in order to fulfill the principle. Okay. So in short, we can say that there are seven principles. There are seven principles for the quality management system. We start with customer focus, leadership, engagement of people, process approach, apa lagi? Improvement, process approach, improvement, and then apa? Evidence-based decision making, and last but not least, relationship management. Okay, so you have to understand this. You have to understand all these principles, and you need to imagine when you want to develop your system later on, your quality management system for your company. You must make sure that all these principles is being addressed in your system. Okay, yeah, your system should have a customer focus. You should address customer focus in your system. You should address leadership. You should address engagement of people. You should address improvement. You should address decision based, factual based, evidence based decision making. You should address improvement in your system. Okay, in order to make sure that your system fulfill all those principles. Okay. Any question on that? Yeah. Make sure you have this standard. Okay. Make sure you print the standard and make sure that during the class, yeah, you have your standard beside you. Yeah. You cannot refer to the soft copy. You cannot read from you cannot read from your telephone or your computer. Yeah, it's very difficult. Okay, I didn't share, right? I didn't share. Let me share first. Sorry. Oh, let me share. Share file. That's why I asked you to. That's why I asked you to print your standard. Sorry, yeah. Okay, you can see or not now? You can see the standard? Hello? You can see or not? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. Okay, good. But you make sure that you print the standard and you should have your standard beside you in the class, okay? Okay, we have discussed until this page just now. Okay? We have discussed engagement of people. We have discussed process approach. We have discussed evidence-based decision making. We have discussed relationship management. Okay, so we cover all the 7 principles, right? So now we go to 2.4. 2.4 is what? 2.4 is what? In your ISO 9000 standard. Who can read? 2.4 is what? Developing QMS. Okay, good. Developing the quality management system using fundamental concept and principle. So this is what you want to do. You need to do later on. Yeah. So in developing the QMS, yeah, by using the fundamental concept and principle, you have to understand a few terms. First, we have to understand what is the system, yeah, what is the process, and what is the activity. Then only we can develop the QMS. Yeah. All right. So if you see 2411, it says what? It says general here. 241 is 241 is a QMS model, quality management system model. Okay. So 2411 is says general. General here it says that organization share many characteristics with human and living. That is a just introduction. Both are adaptive and so on. In order to adapt, organization often innovate breakthrough. Organizations shall recognize all system and process. Yeah. So what you need to understand is in order to manage something, yeah, we need to have a system, a good system. Yeah. In our case, in order to manage quality in our organization, yeah, we need to have a system. Yeah. The system that we want to develop here is a quality management system. Yeah. You must recognize that not all system, process and activities can be predetermined. So maknanya kita tak boleh nak plan everything. Yeah, we cannot plan everything. Yeah. So therefore our system and the we must make sure the system is enough. Our system adapted So the system is system yeah. Uh, you must include activity, process, yeah, in order to make a to develop a system, yeah, in order to produce an output that you are desired, or targeted output that you already pre-planned, yeah. So that is a system lah. Okay, a combination of activity and process, everything, yeah. You need to put activity, process, you need to control your activity, you need to control your process, then become a system, yeah, to produce something, yeah. Okay, so what does it say here? Organization seeks to understand the internal and internal context to identify the needs and expectation of relevant interested parties. Okay, this information is used to develop to the development of the QMS, quality management system. We're talking about quality management system to achieve organizational sustainability. Yeah, the output from one process can be the input into other processes and are interlinked into the overall network. This is what the system means. Yeah, combination of one or of two or more processes, yeah, in one, what we call interlink into the overall network. That is a system. Yeah, yeah. Although often appearing to be comprised of similar process, each organization and its quality management system is a unique. So, meaning to say that company A, yeah, and company B, even though they produce the same product, but their system is not the same. Okay, the quality management system is not the same. Meaning to say that is a quality management system is unique to your organization. One organization to other organization, the system is not the same. Yeah, even though they are doing a similar product. Yeah, because what? Because they have a different people, they have a different processes, they have a different activity. That's why the system is a unique. Each company, they should have their own system. Okay, so in our class now we have 4 company, right? We have 4 company. Maybe we have 4 different product. We have 4 different product. Of course, we will have 4 different system, 4 different system to manage quality. Yeah. So even though you are following the same standard, later on discuss your to the process to what you do to execute something. Yeah, people collaborate within a process to carry out their daily activities. Some activities are prescribed and depend on the understanding of the objective organization or of the organization, while others are not and react to the external stimuli to determine the nature and execution. So activity is any job that you do, to realize the process. Any job that you do to realize the process, to make the process work, that is activity. So you have to control this activity to make sure that you produce a good process. Then if you can control the process, it will become a good system. Yeah, for your organization lah. Yeah. In our context, we are talking about quality system lah. We are not talking other system. We are not talking computer system. We are not talking financial system. We are not talking environmental system. We are talking quality system. Yeah. So any activity that are related to do with quality in your organization, we consider part of a system. Yeah. So we have to control later on, how to deliver this activity, how to make this activity consistent. So we need to have a work instruction, we need to have procedure later on. We discuss, how to make sure that the people are doing consistent activity to produce a consistent output. So we need to have work instruction, for example. How to make sure that the process, the output of the process meet whatever you plan. Consistently. Maybe you need a procedure, to control your process. So those are the things that you need to develop later. You need to develop quality work instruction. You need to develop work procedure, and for the system you need to develop your quality manual, for example. Later we will discuss on that. So basically for the quality management system, in terms of documentation, what you need to do, you need to develop quality manual, you need to develop quality system procedure, and then you need to develop work instruction, in terms of documentation. Later, when we discuss on your assignment later, so we will discuss on that, for your group assignment, which you need to develop, quality manual, procedure, and work instruction. Okay. So it says here the QMS is a dynamic system that evolved over time through period of improvement. Every organization has quality management activities, whether they have been formally planned or not. Of course, when you work in any organization, of course they have quality management activities. Some are planned, some are not. But for this standard, basically, we'll guide the company to make a formal system. So what we call a formal quality management system. So the standard that we're going to refer to establish our system later on is ISO 9001, which is the requirement. ISO 9000, the one that we are discussed now, is for the guidance only, as well as ISO 9004. But we will focus on ISO 9001 later on when we want to develop our system. Okay. A formal quality management system provides a framework for planning, executing, monitoring, and improving the performance of a quality management activities. Okay. The QMS does not need to be complicated. Rather, it needs to accurately reflect the needs of the organization. Okay. So when you want to develop the system later on, your system not necessarily need to be complicated, yeah, but you must develop a system that is needed for your organization. That is important, yeah. In developing the QMS, the fundamental concept and principle given in this standard can provide as a guidance. So, yeah, later when you want to develop your system, you can use the fundamental concept and principle, the 7 principles that we have discussed later, that we have discussed earlier. Okay, so the 7 principles as a guidance for you to develop your system. Okay, and then it says that QMS is not a singular event, rather it is ongoing. Of course, our system need to be evaluate and re-evaluate. Yeah, so that's why we need to audit. Yeah, we need to improve. Yeah, and then we need to do better. Yeah, for the improvement and so on. We need to review. We need to revise. Yeah, later when we talk about the requirement. So we need to audit, to evaluate the effectiveness and so on. Yeah. Okay. So that is the general principle of the QMS. So QMS standard, as I told you, yeah, for the quality management system, as of today we have 3 standards, which are ISO 9000, ISO 9001, and ISO 9004. Yeah, and then beyond that, you can refer to other standard guideline for component of QMS, including ISO 10001, and then ISO 10002, ISO 10003, and so on. All these standards you can refer to as your guidance. Yeah, but for this course, we will discuss only 3 standards, which is ISO 9000, 9001, and 9004. That's all. And the rest of the standard you can search for yourself, and you can read for your additional knowledge. Yeah, but we'll not discuss in this class. Yeah, we'll not discuss in this course. Okay, for this course we only discuss 3 standards, which is 9000, 9001, and 9004. The rest you can see. You can browse through the internet and you can find yourself. Yeah, you can find the guideline and so on. Okay. Any question so far? So far, okay. Okay, all right, good. All right. So for this class, basically, I'm not going to go detail on a term and definition. I think the term and definition you have to read, and we will refer later when we come to the special term and definition. We will refer back, but I will not go one by one. Okay. For the term and definition, you have to read and you have to understand. Later on, when we discuss in ISO 9000, for example, or ISO 9004, if we are not sure on the term and definition, we will come back to ISO 9000, yeah, to see the definition of the terms. Okay. Any question? No question. All right. So if no question, I think I've covered the quality management system. Yeah. I've covered a bit on the ISO family. Yeah, ISO 9000 family. I've covered a bit on your system that you need to develop. What you need to develop. Okay. So basically, you need to develop your own system. Yeah. And you have to prepare quality manual, quality procedure, and a work instruction. Later on, we will discuss later when we come to your assignment. Right. On your term and definition, I think you have to refer, you have to read on your own. I will not cover in the class. Yeah, we will come back when we found a certain term that are difficult to interpret. Then we will refer to ISO 9000. Okay. So if no question, now we will close ISO 9000. We'll open ISO 9001. Do you have ISO 9001 with you? ISO 9001 standard. Yes, okay, good. Yeah, please make sure that you got a printed copy with you. Yeah, you cannot refer to the from your handphone or your computer. Okay, I stop sharing first. And then I stop sharing. Okay. Okay, you got this standard or not? Everybody, you can see here, ISO 9001. Okay, ISO 9001. We have only a few minutes. Yeah, I don't want to prolong your class. Basically, yeah. Basically, if more than 1 hour, you will feel bored already. Betul tak? Kelas-kelas online ni kalau lama-lama tak boleh pergi, betul tak? Ataupun you dah tak ada kat sini? You still here? Everybody?
Ada, doktor.
Ada, tapi roh dan jasad dah terpisah. Jasad saja ada, roh dah tak ada kat situ dah. Okay. This is the standard. This is the main standard. The gist, yeah, or the heart of this course, basically. Yeah, we will produce in this course. We will refer to this standard in order to develop your system. Yeah, the standard that can be used for certification. Yeah. By certification body is only ISO 9001, not ISO 9000 and not ISO 9004. Okay, so we will refer to this standard to develop your system. And the third party audit, for example, if SIRIM or other certification body, yeah, to certify you, to certify your company, they will audit you based on ISO 9001, not based on ISO 9000, not based on ISO 9004. Okay, so the third party audit or certification audit, when they come to audit your company, they will refer to ISO 9001. Okay, if you fulfill all the requirements of the ISO 9001, then they will issue you a certification. Yeah, stated that you fulfill, your company fulfill all the requirement for the ISO 9001, and you are certified for a certain period. Normally they give you 3 years, and then they will come back and audit every year. Yeah, the certification valid for 3 years, and every year they come and audit. We call it surveillance audit. Yeah. Okay, that is a certification process, but we will discuss later. But today we will focus on the standard. So make sure that you have the standard and make sure that you bring the standard in class every meeting. Okay. Okay. For the first one, I think there is only a title. Yeah. MS mean Malaysian Standard. ISO mean International Organization for Standardization. Yeah. So we adopt Malaysian Standard, adopt this standard from the international body. Yeah. What they do is they just include a few pages in front, yeah, like this page, and then from this page onward, there are similar, yeah, from this page onward, there are similar with ISO, yeah, even though it says MS here, yeah. All right, so if you see here, for the standard requirement, the requirement of the ISO, basically, if you see 1, 2, and 3, this is not the requirement. It's just the general information. Yeah, this a general information. Introduction, the scope, the reference, the term and definition, and so on. Yeah. Explanation on the committee representation. Yeah. National forward, and so on. That is kata-kata aluan and so on. Yeah. That is the beginning. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. From zero actually, yeah. From zero. Okay, we have 0.1 introduction, yeah, and so on. Okay, and then the requirement itself start from clause 4. We call it clause here, yeah. In our class we call it clause 4, clause 5, clause CLAUSE, clause. Okay, the requirement itself start from clause 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 and 10. So we have 7 major clauses in ISO 9001. We have clause 4, clause 5, clause 6, clause 7, clause 8, and then we have clause 9, and then we have clause 10. Okay, we have clause 10. So if people ask you how many clauses of ISO 9001, the requirement basically we have 7 clauses, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We have 7 major clauses. Yeah, start from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excuse me. Hello bro. Ada kelas. Sat. Sat lagi. Saya dah habis kelas dalam 5 minit. Okay. Alright. So how many major clauses in ISO 9001? 7. Good. 7. Good. Not pizza. No. Okay. Right. So if you see here, the first one, the forward and so on, that one you can read by yourself. But a few things that I want you to focus on. Okay, when you read this one, this general, this one you can read on your own. General, I will not touch more. Okay, the quality management principle. I think we have discussed in detail when we discussed ISO 9000 just now. Yeah, so we have 7 principles here. There's 7 principles. Okay, we have customer focus, leadership, engagement of people, process approach, improvement, evidence-based decision making, relationship management. So we have discussed in ISO 9000 already. So that one, hopefully you can understand that. And then process approach. So we have touched a bit on process approach in ISO 9000, but in ISO 9001, I want you to understand this. I want you to understand this diagram. Yeah, this is the schematic representation of the element of a single process. Process is basically any activities that translate input into output. Okay, so any process you have input, output, and activities in the middle. Yeah, so that is a process. Okay, so you can see the what is the input, what is the output, and so on. Yeah, later on, go back to your own process. Okay, so the output of one process can be the input to other process. So the combination of all the processes, we call it a system. Okay, so you have to understand this. You have to understand this is a single process. Okay, so maybe the output of this one, the output from process number 1 will become the input of the process number 2. Okay, and so on. The output of process number 2 will become the input of process number 3, and so on. And a combination of all the processes, we call it a system. Okay. Any you have to study this, and you have to understand this. Yeah, the process approach method, and then you have to understand this also. This is what we call a PDCA approach. Yeah, PDCA cycle. PDCA is a plan, do, check, and act cycle. This PDCA plan to all processes in your system. Okay. So you can see here, this is P, this is D, this is C, and this is A. Yeah, and you can see here from this figure, all the ISO 9001 requirement started with clause number 4. Yeah, it's clause number 4, which is quality management system, is covered all. And then we have leadership here, clause 5. Clause 5 we have leadership. Then we have planning. Clause 6. Clause 7 we have support. Clause 8 we have operation. Clause 9 we have performance evaluation, clause 9. And then clause 10 we have improvement. And the cycle continues. Plan, yeah, plan, do, check, act. Plan, do, check, act. Okay, so we have clause 4, govern all this here, clause 4, quality management system. We have clause 5, clause 6, clause 7, clause 8, clause 9, and clause 10. And then when we talk about process should have input here, this is input, and this is the output. Yeah, on the left side is the input. This is the input to the process, and this is the output of the process. Okay, so the input will be customer requirement, the output will be customer satisfaction in general. Yeah, we need to collect all the requirement from the customer, and then we need to realize it. At the end of the day, we will produce either a product or service that will satisfy customer at the end of the day. Okay, so this is what we call a process-based PDCA approach. Yeah, process-based representation of structure of PDCA cycle and a process approach in in for quality management system. Okay, so this one you need to understand. Go back and study. Yeah, you tak study, you tak faham. You don't need to understand all the detail requirement yet, but you have to understand the entire process first. Yeah, you need to understand the entire process. What does it mean by process approach? What is the system? Yeah, what is the input to the process? What is the output of the process? What are the requirements that you need to fulfill? Yeah, what are the requirements that you need to fulfill? Okay, start from clause 4, clause 5, clause 6, clause 7, clause 8, clause 9, and clause 10. We will discuss a detail later, yeah, for each clause. Okay. Any question? I think if no question, I think we stop here. Yeah. You pun dah lebih daripada 1 jam, more than 1 hour, then I think you cannot focus anymore. Beside that, you please go back and read risk-based thinking. Yeah, you understand apa yang dimaksudkan dengan risk-based thinking and so on. Yeah. Okay. Any question? Tak ada? If no question, I think we stop here. Yeah. So Wednesday, when we come Wednesday later, on Wednesday we will discuss on the requirement of the standard, starting with clause number 4. Yeah, we will discuss detail on the requirement. Okay. So study first before you come to class. Yeah. All right. So thank you very much for today. Yeah. And I'll see you Wednesday. Make sure that you submit your quiz number 1 and quiz number 2 by Wednesday. Then I will post or I will share your group assignment. Yeah. And you can start to work on your group assignment after that. Yeah. By Wednesday. Yeah. But you have to submit the quiz first. All right. Any question? No question?
No, Doctor.
Okay. If no question, I think that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much and see you Wednesday. Who need to,
Thank you, Doctor.
who need to scan the attendant? Who need to scan the attendant? Nobody? Okay, not scan. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay. Now you can scan or not? Boleh?
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you. And see you Wednesday. Alright? Okay. Alright, thank you and see you Wednesday. So I stop sharing, okay? I stop sharing attendance.